Also, the wildness of this collection being announced in a Nintendo Direct of all places.
Yeah, it's not where I fucking expected. That Nintendo Direct was great, by the way.
That was a crazy one. Mm-hmm.
Like I talked about like, you know, there were some folks, and we had the discussion last week of like, oh man, a lot of those shows burnt out and jaded, cynical that we are, yada yada. Why even watch them? And then I watched that Nintendo Direct. I'm like, oh no, it was the shows that were bad. Actually, that Nintendo Direct was super exciting.
I mean, but at the same time, like, what are the odds you're gonna get Metroid Prime 4 news? Like, you know, that's one of those bingo.
Apparently, more likely than Silk Song news.
Of course, that's one of those bingo card cross lists that like you would have on, because Metroid Prime 4 was also a game that was like no news, restarted development, you know, is it dead, is it not, etc. I mean, there was some Silk Song news if you technically count.
Yeah, it's where some guy says it's not in development hell in the same year that Elden Ring's DLC comes out. By the way, Elden Ring and Silk Song were announced in the same year.
Mm-hmm. So Hollow Knight, Silk Song, according to a semi-regular Team Cherry correspondent and playtester named Greg, he said it's not in dev hell. It's disheartening that, you know, things feel this way because fans have gotten pretty cynical about things and, you know, and such. But he's agrees that Team Cherry should be better about communicating with everybody. So. Apparently, this person has been known to say other things in the past that have not been untruths in regards to Hollow Knight. So
here's where I'm at with that. I'm gonna just give this guy the benefit of the doubt and that he believes what he's saying. Right? He is of the genuine belief that the game is not in dev hell.
He's not on Team Cherry.
Right. But to which I say, like, why should I believe that? You've brought us nothing, just your opinion. There's no meat to this, bro. Well, just trust me.
What he says is, quote unquote, every software dev cycle ever, set internal dates, miss them all the time. Normal part of software dev. You don't hear about them because they don't announce them to the public. Normal for every dev cycle.
That's not true.
I mean, well, so it's true to the extent that this does happen all the time. What is not regular is the amount of them that have been blown by, and the length of time. This type of what he's describing does occur, but it just doesn't occur for this length of time.
Hold on. When I say it's not true, when he says every dev does this, it's totally normal. It is not normal for a dev to miss every internal deadline and then not say anything about it ever. Like, Metroid got re-revealed and has a release date, or at least a quarter. I forget which. Fucking Nintendo, the company that won't tell you what team is working on their games, came out and said, yeah, we restarted the entirety of development because we weren't happy with it.
I think the point of what he's saying is nothing unexpected and surprising out of left field is occurring behind the scenes. It's just classic game not ready yet, being late and missing all their deadlines.
So, like, if that was the case, there would be more than actually literally nothing.
And communication is fucking dog shit, right? If you if there were nukes and you know, absolute landmines going off inside the development that has led to things like massive restarting of areas, scrapping of progress, huge changes, huge major things that have led to, you know, asset redesign or whatever the case is, reopening up the design itself, then that is all stuff that, you know, if you did communicate, people would still hate that shit, but it would be, you'd understand where and what's going on and why, and we speculate as to maybe someone has health issues or whatever. Tester here is saying, you know, nothing nothing wild like that. Just shit is missing its deadlines and continuously doing so. Which
I think
if
the
anything,
funniest thing is that is dev hell.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is that it's a benign thing that is like folks are not able to hit their deadlines, and this is still some example where you need a producer and or person, the type of person that we hate existing in most cases.
Yeah.
You need that person here to go, I don't care, you have to hit this. It doesn't matter, something has to come out. Like it still is missing that. There's
like, what's a really good example is Elden Ring, right? So Elden Ring took forever, right? We had a whole talk about Elden Ring, about where the hell is Elden Ring, right? Took forever. And then they were making changes to that game like up until like the fucking day before it came out. And then like a couple of months after it came out, they put out a patch that was like, hey, by the way, here's how you can see NPCs on the map. And it was like, oh, this was obviously supposed to be like the day one patch.
Yeah.
Right. But at some point, someone said, we have a release date. Fuck you. Put it out. It's good enough. And they were right. No one is there at Team Cherry to do that. No one is there to be like, no, you know what? Don't add that next area. Actually,
it's
don't do it.
I mean, I don't think anyone can argue that with like the idea that it's like, yeah, it's crazy that no one's talking, and that I don't think anyone can really wrap their head around why that's the case. Because here he feels comfortable saying that much, like, yep, they should communicate more. Don't know why they don't.
So, like, Silksong will probably release, and I bet you it is going to be extremely good. And
there he goes. All right. Yeah. So that's what does happen, is if you wait a second and then eventually there you go. Hey. And then Silksong.
Well, that's so strange. What did you do to get back in the call?
So that time I didn't manually close it. I just waited for it to do the auto kick, and then it auto kicked. So
weird. Like I was saying, is that and I'm back too.
Yeah.
Weird. I bet Silksong will come out and it'll be very good, and people will say that, well, you forgot about all that stuff. They were right to not do it. Who cares? I will carry that resentment in my heart. Even if I have the best time with Silksong, I will carry that annoyance and resentment in my heart. And will therefore not get excited for their next project. Because fuck. Christ, I'm not even excited about Silksong right now.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, Ghost Song came out, right?
Yeah, it did.
Fully, 2022.
Yeah, absolutely.
That just fizzled in its entirety. It was one of the Kickstarter darlings. It was right there at the beginning. They got my money. But yeah. That affected me and my interest massively. Not that it was any again. There's no shortage of things to play, but
hey, you know what you can stay excited for? Beyond Good and Evil 2 is totally still in development. Promise, big promise.
Yeah, there's some ports of one coming and some other stuff. I mean, I didn't even really throw that on there, like, to be honest. It's like, yeah, okay.
Oh no, I wouldn't have if it wasn't funny right now to be like, yeah, we're still doing it.
Zelda from the top rope with the chair.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. It looks like after people pretty much have put out there was a time when, like, I think it was like pre-Linkle, where everyone was like designing the, like, what if Zelda was the protagonist of a Zelda game thing. And like, yeah, okay, officially here it is.
That whole discussion was so weird because it would be just exactly the same. It was just like Link's hair would be like an inch longer. and look exactly the same.
So the hope would be that gameplay style could be interesting and different, and in this case, it seems to be like cloning and making objects and stuff. That's all fine, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of mechanics that'll be fun to it. I enjoyed Link Between Worlds and some of the stuff that was put out in this the toy box kind of art style here. There's a little thing like I have no problem with the toy box art style. I do wish for Zelda being playable in the first game, it would have not been that. I would have preferred like any of the other art styles. I think it would have been cool to get to fully appreciate like just a Zelda based game. But again, it's not a huge deal at all. It's just a slight little thing. But
I'm well aware that there's like all sorts of brand logo nonsense that goes into this, but this should be called The Legend of Link.
Yeah. I mean, Zelda 2 was called Link, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, it doesn't have to. I'm not necessarily saying it had to be like a dark, serious, badass Twilight Princess. No, I can go with Wind Waker on that. I can go with any of the more stylized, cartoonish Zelda designs too as well. I just think that like the toy box style is like it's kind of like, oh well, if you kind of already know what this is and you're kind of like revisiting something and you're taking an artistic approach to it, that works as well. But it would have been cool for this to be like instead of feeling like kind of like a half step with a new Zelda game, but now it's Zelda's protagonist. It would have been cool for it to like fully be like, hey, we're doing a whole new thing that is giving a Zelda playable game the amount of respect it deserves, with like a brand new art style and a whole new, maybe even musical side to it, and maybe the art direction and the music and a lot of the elements will play, even the HUD. Finding ways to make it all really Zelda identified would have been a really cool step to take instead of like a modification of what we kind of got. But
I think it should have been a first-person shooter, and it should have played like Heretic.
But that's asking for more than
that's what
I'm
I
sure
think
they're willing to do. Yeah.
I better remember Heretic. That game fucking rules.
Yeah. No, I know that that's not within the scope of what they're trying to make. I'm aware that's a whole other thing, but it would have been cool. That's it. It's not a.
You don't have to justify it. You think it would be cool, so they should have done it. You need to fucking expand out your fucking truth out to the world.
I don't know why that's weird. I don't know why that's a weird thing. But all right. What is rad is fucking how about that brothership? That looks really cool. Mario and Luigi.
I think that's a really unfortunate name.
Yeah, cuz that goes where it's going to go. You can't really stop it. They're going for the friendship pun, but it is what it is. And this is also I was curious about it, and this is the first Mario and Luigi game that's not being developed by Alpha Dream.
Oh really?
Yeah, because they shut down a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, I want to say. But Nintendo's not saying who or what studio, so it seems like it's just maybe internal, but they're saying some of the original devs of Superstar Saga and those series from Alpha Dream are working on it, but they're not saying who's making it right now.
Well, those games are incredible, so hopefully this is just as good. Bowser's Inside Story is like low-key one of the best DS games.
I just it sucks that Nintendo's so like, don't worry about the developer. It's a Nintendo game. Shut up.
It says Nintendo on the fucking
box. When you go to their store and you go to the shops and stuff, and they're just like, "Whoa, who made the Nintendo?
Nintendo fucking made it.
It's a Mario game. Who the fuck you think made it?" Oh God, just can we big up a studio, guys? No, yeah. So that's all we know for now. But looks cool. Looks like fun stuff's happening. Big old co-op antics and or not co-op both characters like playing off dual tech antics. I love that. Just more dual tech moments, setting it up and dunking it down. Looks cool.
This is the fucking franchise that combined with Luigi's Mansion told us that Luigi is just constantly pissing and shitting his fucking pants, and he's a total bitch.
And the two Mario and Luigi, both mid-tier as heroes. However, when they're standing together, they can defeat Sephiroth.
Absolutely.
Is apparently.
Also, they sound like what Italians sound like when they talk, like it's real. They must have gotten like a specialist or like a
they took the opportunity,
like a translator.
They took the opportunity to replace Charles Martinet with actual Italians.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
They cook the pizza.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so they dropped a new Zelda, they dropped Brothership, they dropped Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
It's got that dude from fucking Hunters as the fucking villain. Silas, I think his name
was. That's crazy. Hey, looks great. Music sounds cool. Sounds like a Metroid Prime music. Can't wait. Hope that you don't need to do too much or any gyroing. Let's
Here's hoping.
Let's cross fingers for no gyro. But beyond that, yeah, that's a Metroid Prime game. That's nothing to say about that except glad it's here. And there's also between that and Dread existing, it's like, oh shit, actually both Metroids exist.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Where what timeline have we entered where like Metroid is not double dead?
Yeah.
That is crazy. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD.
Good. Would it looks like more washed out. Maybe I'm crazy. I remember the original was really popped.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I think I just watched y'all playing it, but I never went back through it myself. Yeah, that was a thing. And it seems like as well, like, I guess following in the footsteps of Return to Dreamland, right? Like, this is another, like, oh, let's go grab a Wii exclusive and free it,
yeah.
You know? So I don't know what other Wii exclusives are still trapped, but hopefully no, good trend, you know? I don't mind that.
I was kind of expecting that final Xenoblade game, what was it called? The one that doesn't actually link into the others.
Chronicles
the
X.
The Wii U.
Was that
Chronicles X? Yeah, I was expecting that. I was surprised to not see it.
Dragon Quest 1, 2, 3 HD 2D remakes.
That was a really good way to announce that. I really loved how they showed off 3, and then they pan back and they're like, and 1 and 2 though also.
Kind of like the from Front Mission stuff,
yeah.
Where they're just like, hey, we're remaking Front Mission and the other one and the other one.
Oh, did you hear about Front Mission 2 coming out?
Did it drop already?
Oh yeah, it came out months ago. Are you confused as to why no one ever mentioned it to you?
Yeah.
Because it had a machine translated dialogue and it was complete nonsense and unplayable.
Cutting the fucking corners.
It was a new translation, which meant they just threw it into Google Translate.
God damn it. Just grab the Excel sheet. Just fucking fuck. That sucks. And the worst part is that you know that there's like super accurate fan retranslations that are out there that like,
oh, we can't use those.
No,
that would be free.
Yeah, but it's almost like, yo, that's where you're almost.
Oh, I'm being told that the AI is also completely broken.
Awesome, that's great. Fuck.
That's super.
Okay, you're just fix this shit before you get to 3, please, for the love of God.
There's already an existing English translation for 3.
Just don't fucking
Just put 3 out there and just let me kick up the frame rate and resolution and don't change anything else.
Don't fuck it up, man.
Like, just don't do anything.
Get all this stupid shit out of the way before you get to 3. That sucks. Okay.
Speaking of localization, you know what is getting localized properly? Fucking Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
All that Edgeworth, all the edge,
dude.
Get your worth.
So I only played the first Ace Attorney Investigations because it was in English. It's incredible. It's fantastic. And 2 is apparently like up there for the best of those games in the series, and it just never came out.
So okay, what is it that I'm seeing when it looks like you're side scrolling?
You are.
Okay, so there's actually like walking around and not just.
So in the investigation sections in your typical Phoenix Wright game, you're in first person and you just go from screen to screen. In Ace Attorney Investigations, you can move your little Edgeworth around. You're still screen locked, but you walk around the crime scene.
Oh, it's the same thing. It's just a different view. Okay. Gotcha. I was like, are you fucking jumping over like like jumping over bicycles and landing on people's heads and gathering the evidence? Okay.
The bummer here is that this came out alongside Apollo Justice. And Apollo Justice is not that good. It's like fine. But the investigations games, which are the spin-offs, are excellent, but they didn't sell as well as Apollo Justice because that one is the one that's just like the old games.
That's such a shame because I'm like, from the outside, it always is like, oh, that kid looks cool. He looks like the little Nero, trying to do it.
His cases just don't have the juice.
And then the 2 Edgeworths that he's got, which are those brothers.
Yeah,
they look so sick. So I'm
they do.
Absolutely. So I'm like, oh man, design wise, like this new generation is killing it. That's a bummer. I love the way he looks, and I love the way they look. New Mario Party Jamboree. Just fucking keep throwing more boards in there. Just it's a platform.
Every time I see Mario Party and I think about how much I don't care about Mario Party, I think about someone putting up like Nintendo Switch sales figures and like Call of Duty next to them. It's like, maybe if we spend $400 billion, we can sell as well as the 11th best Mario Party game. Right? Like it.
So I would not be surprised if at some point, if they haven't already tried this, like with the whole 99 series going, with fucking Tetris 99, Zelda 99, F-Zero 99, etc., Mario Party 99, where you just get 25 people all on one team. Or like you can make a board with 99 people running around on it, or which is the like, or you can do the like all giant group of people controlling one thing. But I'm surprised we haven't gotten some kind of crazy version of that. This has
They're doing that.
Well, this has 20 players, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Oh, is it not enough for you?
No. I'm riffing off of the fact that yes, they announced a 20-player version of it, and I was like, oh man, they did 99-player fucking battle royale versions of the other crazy things, Yeah, absolute madness. And then I don't know if there's anything else there that caught your attention, but they're getting Stray.
A cat game's a good game.
That's cool. That Memories in Orbit thing looked like a cool little stylish platform.
Man, I don't even remember that.
Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. That's fine. Darkest Dungeon 2, shout outs to that. But
did the Darkest Dungeon 1 mode for that come out yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, it didn't. Which it's not exactly, but it basically but it minimizes carting around. So